Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So in this video right now I am showing you the stand, or if you want to call it riser, that I got from the thrift shop that I bought last time in my last video. I was painting it with spray paint outside and you saw that video, and it was so cold and windy out that the spray paint wasn't sticking. I think it was, see the copper color on the bottom of that? The whole thing was copper, and I think whatever paint that was, it was preventing the new paint from adhering to it. So I had to wipe it off real good and start over. So now I'm using Apple Barrel white paint. I'll show you the chickies. So these are the chickens that I got an 8-pack from the Dollar Tree. See right there, they're little, well, I'm going to turn it into garland, but these are like little ornaments, and I'm just going to paint those after I do this stand. This paint actually worked out pretty well. I think I did like 2 coats on this, you know, drying in between times, so it actually is like a flat paint, so it ends up looking like a chalk paint. And it turned out pretty well, as you could see in my video last time on my shelf. I have it displayed, so I think it turned out, you know, pretty the way it is. So I'm just going to go through this and just paint it real good. And like I said, I did 2 coats. Then I do the bottom part, get all that on pretty good. And I thought, you know, maybe this wasn't going to stick, but it did. It actually worked out pretty well, and I'm happy about that. So what I did here with the chicks, I did a couple coats, but I did like 1 coat in between and let them dry. Then I had to sand them down a little bit with 220 grit sandpaper, I believe it was. The higher you go on the grit, the finer the grit is. So I did that after they were all dry. So I think they turned out pretty cute too. And then later on I end up distressing them with a different color paint around the edges, because when I sanded them it wasn't exactly the way I wanted them. I thought, well, I had to add some, like, it's like a tannish color, neutral beige, I guess you want to call it, to the edges, and then I took a little bit off the edges, and you'll see that in a different part of the video. So So now I'm going to sand these down. It's kind of hard to see, but it's lighter on the edges, around the edges, than it is on this one. So this is what I did to this one. And the edges, if you can see that, it's like distressed. I did that with light mocha paint by Apple Barrel. So I added water and a little bit of the Apple Barrel paint to make it like a thin consistency, so more like a stain. And I'm just gonna go around the edges like that. And then if it's too much, you can go like, just wipe it off with your finger or just a paper towel, but I just find it easier just to go like that. And it just does what I want it to do. So it looks kind of old and distressed. May do this one a little bit more because it's not enough. And by the way, guys, it's a beautiful day today. It's very sunny and it's getting warmer out. Tomorrow's supposed to be in the 50s, 60s possibly, I think. Today I think it's like high 50s. It's pretty out. Give you a glimpse of it right now. You can see the sun out there. Hopefully it melts all the snow. And just keep going around the edges. It's pretty simple to do. As long as your brush isn't soaking wet, you wipe it off real good. Just touch up the edges. Just wipe off whatever you don't want. Like that. You can even do it lightly in through here if you want, which I may do a little bit more on my other ones. It makes it look a little bit more natural, like it's distressed. And then just wipe and swipe your fingers across the center if you want, just to distress like I just did right there. And then I'm going to connect all of these with twine afterwards. You can touch up also if you want a little bit more, a little bit less, you can do that too. But I like the way it looks like this. And if it ends up being too much, you just take a little sandpaper. This is 220 grit sandpaper, and you just go over it like that. Wherever you think it's too much. Right up in that corner, I thought it was a little bit too much of a line. I wanted it to blend more. But yeah, so it's pretty simple to do. And it looks pretty and distressed. Farmhouse lake. So I'm going to take some twine. I'm going to put it through each one of the little ornaments. and I'm going to do each one individually, and then I'm going to take another long piece of twine and tie these to that, because there's only one hole, and if I do it through there with just one piece of twine going through each one, it will make them crooked. So I have to make it this way. I think you understand what I'm saying. Like this. And then I can tie them onto a long piece of twine like that. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna measure each one of these, which I should have done that first, so I was ready to tie them all on. That way I have that for the next one. You can make these as long as you want them, however long you want them to hang. They don't have to be a certain length. Okay, got all those cut. Just gonna put them through each hole. Some of them are actually unraveled on the edges, so it's hard to get them through, but you just got to work it through. If you really have a hard time with getting them through, you can always wrap tape around the ends, and that way it'll keep this from unraveling and you can get it through the hole. But if you just work at it, I'm sure you'll be able to get it through. And I try to find the skinniest end. Like this end looks a little fatter than this end, so this end will be easier to get through the hole. And that's gonna look really cute. So this is what I did. I tied them in knots. Like that, and then after I tie them on, or tie them in knots, then I'm going to connect all of them with this twine, and they're just going to go on like this and hang. I don't know if you can see, I'm sorry, like that. Okay, and then each one I'm going to separate where I want them, and I'm going to tie another piece of twine right from this one to this so that they don't move back and forth. Okay, so I want to show you what I made out of 11 by 14 inch canvas from the Dollar Tree. Here's the back of it. And this rabbit print is from the calendar from the Dollar Tree. And there's a whole bunch of different sayings on them for each month. This one says live simply with the rabbit. This is for the month of April. And so I took that out of the calendar just so I could use each one, maybe make something for every month. We'll see. And these right here that I'm using to frame it out, I'm just going to do the two sides because what I did on the bottom I'm sorry I didn't record doing this, but at the bottom, I took a lighter and I burned it. And then I blew it out real quick. But what I did is I did it over the sink, just in case something fell and I want to start a fire. So yes, that's what I did. I did the top also to make it look a little rustic. Okay, and then I Mod Podged it on the canvas. And these I cut down with my handsaw, and I just measured them out and just cut them down and sanded them. And then I used my brown paint by Apple Barrel, and I watered it down to the color that I wanted and just brushed it on and then wiped it with a paper towel. And the trim that I framed it out with is a ruler. It's a ruler, and I want to say it's a stir stick, but it has a ruler on it. And the stir sticks are from Lowe's, and 3 in a pack. I think they were $1 something. I'm not sure exact. I bought them last year, and they're pretty big. So here, the longest here is 14 inches. I didn't measure them out, so you know, it's got that much at the end, so they're longer than that. So I thought that would be great to use when I frame them out. I wasn't sure what I was going to do with those, and now I just figured it out. So I'm just going to set that up and display it somewhere. Very easy to make, very cheap to make. Like I said, I Mod Podged this on and let it dry, and it was very easy and quick to do. Also, I want to show you this. This is one of those windmills from the Dollar Tree. I just bent the bottom so I can stand it up, just so it can stand in the house, because I tried it outside and I thought, oh, it's just going to get racked or blown over by the wind, because we get very windy days up here and things get blown over all the time. So if I wanted to get another one, I would for outside, but they're only $1, so no loss. And yeah, so I thought it was cute, so I can set it up in my decor somewhere in the house. So it's very easy to do. You just bend the bottom and then turn this a little bit at an angle so that it's got the right weight on both sides evenly, and it just stands up freely by itself. So pretty cool and fun to do. And they're all out right now this time of year. They have different ones. They have black and silver. It looks galvanized. This one's like a grayish silver galvanized, and it says welcome right there. So this is how they turned out. Excuse my dog in the background. He's growling, playful noises. I just hung it here on the chalkboard, but it's on the refrigerator. And then I wanted to show you something else I made that I did not record, were these little carrots. I made these from drop cloth. Maybe I'll show sometime how I did this. Really not that hard to do. And I just stuffed them with stuffing, or if you want to say polyfill, but I used stuffing from a cheap pillow that I bought from Walmart. And then this is a little rabbit that I made from drop cloth as well, and just stuffed that too. And I got this little basket. I think it was from one of the hauls I went on. I think it was like $2, something like that. It's a pretty good size basket, so I thought that'd be cute right there with those in it. And then I just hung up this little apron that my mom gave me, a little bunny that I redid on this tag. It was, I think it was pink or something. I didn't care for the way it looked. I wanted it to be a more neutral color, so that was last year I did that. Got it from Walmart. I think it was marked down for like $1. So I just hung that there. And then this basket is hung here by a magnet, like this, one of these magnet hooks. And then I just stuck some of these in here from the Dollar Tree, or those were either Dollar Tree or I got those from Walmart for 98 cents. I just stuck them in there for spring. And of course, that's what Easter is all about. Jesus. And what he did for us when he died on the cross, and he was risen 3 days later. That's it for today. And thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoy my videos that I am making, and hope you like, comment, and subscribe, and even share if you can. That would be great for my video to grow. And also, if you would hit that notification bell so that every time I upload a video, you'll get notified and you'll be able to see my videos. Love you guys. God bless. Bye.